some of you might remember this man. This is Scott Peterson, the cowardly resource officer that stayed outside the building along with 4 deputies while all the shooting was going on in the high school. People were screaming and running, and he was outside the whole time. Then he concocted this story talking about he thought the active shooter was outside, which makes no sense. Remember, they were driving around in a golf cart while all the shooting was going on. Now, if you thought they were outside, why didn't you run into the shooter while you were out there if he was outside? See, this man is lying. He's a coward. He was probably close to retirement. Just looking at him, and he didn't want to go in there and deal with the shooter. Just say you were scared and move on. Officer in Parkland shooting fights subpoena and refuses to testify. This is CNN, November 16th, 2018. The school resource officer criticized for not entering the building to confront the Parkland shooter will not testify in an investigation of the shooting. Scott Peterson's lawyer, Joseph DeRusso III, told CNN that the former resource officer was subpoenaed to testify before a state commission investigating the February school shooting that left 17 people dead. DeRusso filed a 3-point suit on Thursday to fight the subpoena and keep his client from having to appear at this week's hearing. The suit listed Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Safety Commission, the chair of the commission, Bob Galtieri, the commissioner of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and Richard L. Swearingen as the defendant. DeRusso alleged that the commission has abused the process and veered from its original purpose of finding facts to serving personal agendas of the commission members. Governor Rick Scott authorized the commission, according to the lawsuit, to at a minimum, to investigate the response to the shooting and make recommendations to improve the process going forward. Well, maybe having a resource officer that's not a coward might help tremendously. The complaint alleges that the commission has suppressed facts of the case that has become a de facto criminal investigation, resulting in what they claim is an unconstitutional subpoena of Peterson. Days after the February 14th massacre, footage surfaced of Peterson taking position outside the 1200 building of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School instead of entering the building where an active shooter was firing upon students and staff. Peterson was called a coward by both President Donald Trump and Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel. And I agree. Now, this one, Trump got right. I do agree with Trump on this one. He was a coward. Sheriff's Department put Peterson on unpaid leave while they investigate the incident, and shortly after Peterson left the department and began collecting state retirement. That's a damn shame that he gets a pension for what he did. Nothing. Drive around in a golf cart while students were dying on the inside of the school, making no attempt to help anybody. Just don't seem like it's deserving of a pension. DeRusso has called characterizations of Peterson's action as cowardly, gross oversimplification, and said Peterson believed the gunshots were coming from outside the building. That's bullshit. This man is lying, and he knows he's lying. He was in a golf cart driving around. It was on the surveillance. If he was outside, you would think you would have ran into him. Okay? The gunshots were coming from within the building. So for him to be an officer and he can't distinguish shots from the outside or shots inside of a building, that says a lot about him. The Broward County Sheriff's Office, or BSO, trains its officer in the event of outdoor gunfire. One is to seek cover and assess the situation in order to communicate what one observes to other law enforcement, DeRusi said. With more than 30 years on the job, Peterson personnel file shows I don't want to hear all this. They're just trying to make him sound all good. The bottom line is it don't matter what record he has. It don't matter what awards he had. When he should have rose to the occasion, he failed to do so. Okay, there is no shining this man. You can't throw no shine on him because there is none to throw. The bottom line is people were screaming for help, and they were in there trying to save their lives from a crazy person in there with a gun. And this man, all we saw on the surveillance was him and other deputies cruising around the school in a golf cart. That's all we saw. He didn't help anybody. So Scott Peterson is definitely an example of what we say when we say all of these cops do not work hard. He's a good example of that. They don't all work hard. So when you hear all that, they work so hard, they got such a dangerous job. No, they don't. They don't work hard. And they are not even listed as having the top 10 most dangerous jobs. Your trash collector got more of a dangerous job than your cop does. But please tell me what you think of Scott Peterson's attorney trying to shield him from a subpoena and keep him from testifying. He's such a hero, isn't he? He won't even testify and wouldn't protect the people at the high school. Man, this loser just needs to go somewhere and disappear. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.